Hey family, what's good? This is your girl. I am the Brums Goddess, dating coach and author of the book, The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. This book is available on Amazon, Kindle, and you can also now get it in barnesandnoble.com. But in case you missed it, I have a brand new book. It's called Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. This book is available currently for pre-order on Amazon and Kindle. It will be officially released on Saturday, August 13th. I will be sure to link where you can purchase both books below or pre-order this book right here below. But the thing about it is I'm also hosting a giveaway for those of you who pre-order this book. You can get an opportunity to win a Canon 350 PowerShot camera. I'll be sure to link the announcement video with all the details on the screen and also below for you guys. But anyway, without any further ado, let's talk about the 5 signs that he may be falling in love with you. Sign number 1 that he may be falling in love with you is time. When you notice that he will do anything to spend time with you, this is not him trying to be aggressive and trying to be, advancing towards you sexually. I'm talking about like when my husband and I were first dating, we would see each other every evening after work, but he would still come up to my job and spend lunch with me. He would still want to have lunch with me every single day. He wanted to see me in the morning and on the evening. I just noticed that he seemed like he couldn't get enough of me, and this wasn't just, like I said, trying to be aggressive or trying to be touchy-feely, but just trying to spend time with me, even if that meant just us sitting together, watching a movie or watching a TV show. When a man seems like he can't get enough of spending time with you, that's a clear sign that he may be falling in love with you. And sign number 2 is he'll start to show you in his own subtle way that he can take care of you. Now that might mean all of a sudden he shows up with a lawnmower in the back of his truck and he's cutting your grass on a Saturday without you asking him to. You'll notice that he may say, okay, I'm gonna let you drive my car for a week because I don't like the way that your tires are looking, or I'm gonna actually take your car, or let's get your oil changed, or he'll fix the plumbing in your bathroom sink. When you notice that he's trying to take care of you in his own little subtle way, that may be a sign that he's also falling in love with you. Sign number 3 that he may be falling in love with you is longer, deeper conversations. I'm not talking about a quick hi, bye, how you doing, or the only time he wants to talk to you is when he thinks it may lead to intimacy. I'm talking about talking on the phone for hours like you did when you were a teenager, to be able to talk to somebody from sun up to sundown, to have so much in common when he's asking you questions and you can hear that he's actually listening to you. He'll repeat things that you said. He'll laugh at your jokes. He'll bring up things you may have said in prior conversations. When you realize he's actually listening and he's asking you deeper questions like how you grew up and what you want out of your future and your past, your background, your childhood, when you realize that he's actually listening to you and he's asking you deeper questions and you can talk to him for so long, he's trying to see if there's something there. And most of the time it's because he feels like there is. Because typically, like I said, players don't invest this kind of time. A player is trying to get as much as he can for as little as he can. He's not trying to actually get to know you. When you realize that he wants to get to know you and he's just talking to you about all these different things about his past and your past, that's a sign that he may be falling in love with you. Sign number 4 is that he mirrors your emotions. If you're sad, he's sad. If you're happy, he's happy. I remember my husband and I, we were long distance for a while, and when I finally got a job here in Atlanta and I knew I was going to be moving here, when I told my husband the news, my future husband the news, he was so excited. He was more excited than me. I could hear him smiling on the phone. I was like a little bit shocked by how happy he was for me. And everything, no matter what it is, if I'm happy, he's happy. You can't have somebody doesn't really care about you if you tell them that you just lost your job or you just lost a parent or something really traumatic happened to you and they're completely unfazed. They're emotionless. They're still asking you about what about dinner. And you're like, I just told you I lost my job. When somebody mirrors your emotions, when your happiness is their happiness, even if it has nothing to do with them, if you tell them some good news and you can see their mood gets lifted up, that's a sign that he may be falling in love with you. And the 5th sign, the last but certainly not least, is when he actually introduces you to family and friends. Now, just the fact that you're being introduced doesn't mean that he's in love with you or that he's thinking about something serious with you, because some men actually introduce everybody. They know that women think that's a big deal, so they'll introduce every single woman they date to their mom and their dad. And you can tell. The reason why you can tell is when the mom is really like quick with you, or she's kind of like standoffish, or she acts annoyed. That could be because she's tired of meeting women. But when you notice that somebody's actually, the parents want to sit you down and they want to have dinner with you and they actually want to have long conversations with you and they're listening to you speak and they're looking at you, when you notice there's a difference in vibe for somebody who does this all the time and somebody who just So I'm going to share a personal example here. I remember when I first met my husband's family for the first time. They had all traveled down from up north, and they were down here in Georgia, and I met his mom and his aunt and his uncle and his cousins and all of that. And I remember distinctly like getting ready to leave, and my husband like, hold on, before you leave, I want you to meet my grandmother. So I was like standing there in the doorway, and then they go, and I hear people saying, I think she's asleep, I think she's asleep. And then she comes out of the darkness. I think she literally was asleep, and he woke her up to meet me, which is, I knew that was a big deal too.
Like, you waking up your grandma for me?
But anyway, she comes out and she's like, she looks at me up and down, and she's like, she's beautiful, in her little New York accent. And then I remember my husband like smiled, everybody kind of smiled, like it was kind of weird because everybody was kind of like, I felt like I had passed some kind of test I didn't know I was taking, but it was really cute. And also really quickly, when my husband and I went to visit his dad, his dad's job, and I remember distinctly his dad wanting to introduce us to some of his co-workers, and he was like, yeah, here's my son and here's my daughter-in-law. And in that second, I felt like my heart dropped. I was like, oh, he made a mistake. I'm not his daughter-in-law, I'm just dating his son. And I'm like waiting 1001, 1002, 1003, and I'm waiting for my husband to correct him, waiting on him to correct himself. Nobody says anything. And in that second, I was kind of like, this is odd. You can always tell what you mean to someone by how the people closest to them treat you. How their mother treats you, how the father treats you, how does the people, his friends treat you. When you can tell that there is a level of respect, and you can tell that people are trying to be on their best behavior and they're going out of their way to be nice or out of their way to be friendly, that's how you know that he has told them, look, y'all better behave. Don't y'all mess this up. Don't y'all mess this up for me and old girl. So you can always tell. But anyway, those have been my 5 signs that he's into you. Be sure to thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. And also be sure to check out my previous book, The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right, on CreateSpace, Amazon, and you can also now get it on BarnesandNoble.com. And be sure to pre-order my new book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. That book is available for pre-order. I'll be sure to link where you can pre-order that book below as well. Also be sure to enter the giveaway associated with that book. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till next time. Later, divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.